Let's talk about how self-love or how practicing self-love attracts abundance. Imagine a love story that is so soul satisfying, gratifying, everlasting, unconditional, heart opening. This is the love story of you falling in love with yourself. It's unconditional because you don't need anyone or anything outside of you. It's everlasting because and forever, because the moment it's ignited, it can only strengthen and deepen. And of course, everyone who practices self-love knows this. It's heart opening because that bliss is visceral and it's magnetic. So self-love is the master key to cultivating energetic alignment with your true self, which upgrades your identity and prosperity mindset to attract more abundance. Now, I didn't have a concept of self-love until I started studying NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I've known only IT until then, and that was very externally focused. Now, since then, I've been hooked on the topic. Self-love has always been the golden thread of all my work that I do in the work, all the coaching work that I do in the work, and even the publishing, because for me, it's that love to connect every writer, every author with a love within themselves, for them to have the courage and own their stories to publish it into the world. Because for me, self-love is the difference between the ego mind, alignment with the ego mind, the false self, and the true self. It's also a journey without a destination, just deeper layers of discovery and transformation. So what is self-love? Self-love, to me, is our divine feminine energy of being that balances our divine masculine energy of doing. So self-love is the driver that motivates us and inspires us and influences us to make the right decisions and choices. Self-love also means fully accepting yourself and your life as it is in every moment. And this implies that you know that you are more than your external reality reflects. Your sense of self is derived from the capacity to love yourself and see yourself as a powerful creator who can have what you desire, and actually more than enough. For creatives and authors and coaches, this is crucial to stay in awareness and aligned with your true self. Self-love becomes easier, of course, when you know who you are. So who are you? Who are you really? You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions, or your words, or your actions. It is true that you have thoughts and emotions internally and behave by speaking and acting externally. However, it is your responsibility to ensure that the frequency of your inner world is in alignment with what you want. This is free will. You have a choice. Your external life is a hologram created moment by moment by moment as a mirror of your inner life. So what you think and feel moment by moment carries a frequency and brings you the experiences that match that frequency. It then pays to create an inner landscape that is aligned with love and abundance and peace, and to maintain that frequency. Self-love also means knowing and appreciating your self-worth. And don't confuse self-confidence with self-worth. You cannot fake self-worth by anything external to you, like a new car or a house or status or the money you make. That's all about self-confidence. Nothing external can make up for the feeling of not good enough, not worthy, because it's not your truth. The thing is that self-worth, your self-worth is a given. And it is the truth that you are unconditionally valuable just because you are here. Now you have a story. You have incarnated into this life with a story that originates from your previous lives and generations. And the aspects of your story are reflected in the patterns of your energetic blueprint of human design and gene keys. When you experience a spiritual awakening, you transcend these patterns and rewrite your story to reflect your new way of being in the world. The gifts of your shadows provide the continuous spiritual path to the optimal expression of your soul. Now, self-love emanates from a profound understanding of who you really are and why you are here. You appreciate the power of your human story and how important it is to help others through their awakening. So your story in all its stages and phases shows others the path. Most people experience several spiritual awakenings in their lives for their soul's evolution. So what does this have to do with prosperity and abundance? When you understand who you really are and that you are more than, this hologram, this illusion that we are living, and you understand that your human experience is just a blip of who you are, then we have a new way of understanding ourselves. We have a new way of looking at ourselves. And that in itself helps us to accept ourselves, to not fight with ourselves anymore. Because we know now where we come from. We understand that yes, we experience a lot of turmoil and maybe trauma and dissatisfaction, and things are just not right and we are frustrated. But when we can view it from the point of view from our soul, from our higher self, that this is for our soul's evolution, we realize how powerful we are. And we realize that this is for us, not to punish us. It's for our soul's evolution. And we agreed to everything before we came into this world, into this life. So let's get back to self-love, because now we want to love ourselves. We I always say, pat yourself on the back and say, hey girl, gosh, you were brave to take this on. So how do you access, let's make it practical, how do you access self-love? You connect to your heart. The only way to access your true self is when you connect to your heart. And the only way to connect to your heart is when you are present, moment by moment. Now, of course, it's impossible for us, for anyone, any human, to be present 24/7. But we can practice so that when we have the awareness that we're not present, to come back to presence. So when we become intensely present and thereby still, close your eyes and smile. We instantly feel our hearts. You can do this with me right now. It's such a beautiful feeling. Just take a breath, follow your breath, close your eyes, smile, and just connect to your heart. And you immediately feel that presence. It's a wonderful feeling of love and peace. Do you like it? I can't live without it. So absolutely love it and tune into it. We can't do it enough. It just brings us back to our center. It connects us to our heart, to our higher self, and it's just our lifeline, isn't it? So your heart is not only a pump to supply blood to your body with blood. To supply your body with blood. It's a better way of saying this. It's an intelligence. It's a second brain. And it has more neurons than the brain itself. And the more your self-love deepens, the more your heart opens to let in more light into your being, the higher your frequency, the stronger your inner peace and inner freedom. The higher frequency that you experience with self-love is a super attractor of prosperity and well-being, meaning more money, more clients, more joy, more fulfillment emanating into your external reality. No wonder love is the greatest force of all. So another way to access self-love is, of course, to surrender. Now, surrender doesn't mean you give up. It means that you accept this moment fully without resisting it. Resistance is created by the mind. The ego mind does not like to surrender because it has no presence in the present. It can only resist focusing your attention on the past or the future. So this is really an either-or situation. We are either present in the now and in our soul power, or we are identifying with the mind and we feel miserable and doubtful and fearful. Resisting the present moment is futile, and it only results in attracting more low vibration experiences. So identifying with the ego mind serves no purpose to your well-being. So, as we said before, being intensely present in the now is a practice and a choice we make moment by moment. And that means practicing self-awareness of our thoughts and emotions and bringing our attention back to the present. You can then transcend the mind to observe the mind as the infinite awareness that you are. This is indeed a dedicated practice. It sounds simple, but it's not easy. From my own experience, it has been a bit of a roller coaster. Sometimes up, sometimes down. I then had the awareness that whenever I feel low, I'm resisting the present moment. I'm resisting what is. And of course, identified with the mind. Now the ego mind is very sneaky and subtle. And before you know it, you find yourself in battle again. Upgrading your self-image is a powerful shift because it's the driver or motivator behind all your choices and declarations and decisions. Because any identity is of the mind and an illusion. So why not create an identity that is aligned with your true self. So when the mind operates, and it will, direct it so that it serves you instead of keeping you small. And here are some powerful questions for you to journal on. Who do you want to be? What thoughts do you want to have? What emotions do you want to feel? What states, mind and emotion, do you want to experience? What language do you want to use? What actions do you want to take? What do you want to pay attention to? The conversations that we have with ourselves, our self-talk, are the precursor to even thought. The messages we give ourselves about anything carry the most weight and is executed by the subconscious mind. So it pays to have grand self-talk and practice that. So to cultivate the language of being your best parent, your best friend, and your biggest fan. You never want to put yourself down. You always want to be gentle, compassionate, and loving to yourself. It not only makes you feel good, it's a magnet for good into your life. So here is where you write a new story about yourself, about your work, about your business, about your family, your friends, your clients, and everything else. We live by stories. Create new stories. Dream it. Dream your life that you want into existence. So daydream about the new you and use that grand self-talk to affirm this new way of being. It's very, very powerful. Talking to the mirror, you can script a new life, and all the while treat yourself with the greatest respect, compassion, and love. And then walk your talk. Rehearse situations before they happen. To set positive intentions on how you want them to play out. And revise and replay situations that did not go well. In other words, practice being the new you. This is so important. To practice being the new you. So how does self-love impact you? Self-love, or the lack of self-love, impacts your health and your well-being directly, because you are energy and you are affected by energy frequencies. So every cell in your body is tuned to the frequencies of your thoughts and emotions. And when you have persistent low frequency thoughts and emotions of stress that are identified as part of the mind, the cortisol released into every cell in your body causes inflammation, and eventually it leads to disease. And this also attracts more low vibration experiences into your life, creating a vicious cycle. And what we do to ourselves, we do to others. Thus, avoid low frequency behaviors of criticizing, comparing, competing, complaining, condemning, and blaming. They just bring your vibration down, and you resist the present moment. So don't fall for your ego mind with that drama in life. Say no to that. Say yes to everything. Just say no to that. Don't get involved anymore, because we become addicted to the drama of the ego. Now, when you have persistent high frequency thoughts and emotions of abundance that are aligned with your heart, the dopamine and serotonin released into every cell in your body create harmony and a sense of well-being. Essentially, every cell in your body is celebrating wellness. This also leads to attracting more high vibration experiences of success and abundance and prosperity and clients and all kinds of beautiful things into your life. So it definitely pays to love yourself. Do you agree? Let's look at the practices of self-love. Practicing self-love pulls us out of the mind-identified false self. I have found the best way to practice self-love is to make it a game. In other words, keep it light and don't judge yourself for falling for your mind's shenanigans. Everybody does. Just get back into the game again. So being present is the ultimate goal, and the prize is inner peace, joy, clarity, bliss. Surrender to what is, or better yet, love what is, knowing that the external world is an illusion. And no matter how much you want it to be different, it still is what it is. Offer no resistance, and your inner peace raises your vibration. And that way you don't attract any more situations that create more resistance. Also, don't hang on to anything. Let go of anything and everything that does not serve you any longer. Remember, what you resist persists. That's the law of the universe. Practice gratitude for who you are and what you have. Softens your heart and raises your vibration. Giving thanks for what you desire solidifies your gratitude mindset and accelerates manifestation. Gratitude is the highest frequency of receivership. So upgrade also your identity and become who you want to be, that is in alignment with your true self. Make a list. We have the questions above here that you can journal on. Write them down. Journal on them. Who do you want to be? You can be anyone. Just remember, it's a practice. So take ownership of your energy vibration. To have thoughts and emotions and words and actions of a high frequency. Remember, nobody can make you think, feel, say or do anything without your permission. Forgive yourself and others daily. It's like standing under a shower of cleansing light. It makes you feel lighter. Holding a grudge or judgment against anyone, including yourself, is like poisoning your body. Now, thank you so much for being here with me. To learn more about how self-love impacts generating prosperity in your life and business, do the free prosperity identity audit. The link is in the video notes. And thank you again for being here with me. I'm Dina Marais, and I'll see you soon.